Our top stories this week. His Majesty the King offered prayers before the special statue of Shabdungo Namgyal. Chamkha town on fire for the 4th time. And a new power tariff from 1st January 2017. His Majesty the King offered prayers before a special statue of Shabdungo Namgyal. The statue was received in ceremony at the Poro airport and was brought to Semtokazong, which is the first zong that Shabdung built in Bhutan. It will be displayed for public veneration in January.
The 6-feet statue, which is at least 250 years old, has been housed in the Asiatic Society building in Kolkata for over a century. The society received the statue from Captain Hatiat Ali of the British Army, who is believed to have come into possession of the statue following the Dor War fought between Bhutan and the British in 1864 to 1865. For the Bhutanese, the statue is a priceless relic of great spiritual significance, as are all relics attached to the Shabdung, who is revered as the great unifier of Bhutan and the founder of Bhutanese nation-state and polity. This year is especially significant as it marks the 400th anniversary of Shabdung's arrival to Bhutan. The commemoration of the event has included the display of precious relics of Shabdung, and thousands of people across the country have taken the opportunity to receive blessings from these relics, which are otherwise housed in various temples across the country. This statue of Shabdung has been loaned to Bhutan by the Government of India in light of the great importance that the Bhutanese people attach to it. Sringzam, BBS News.
His Majesty the King visited Chamkha town in Bumthang after a fire razed 6 buildings to the ground on Wednesday night. The buildings housed several homes and shops. Police firefighters were assisted by Desubs and volunteers from the community, which included business owners, civil servants and monks. The fire was brought under control before midnight. The fire disaster at Chamkha town in Bumthang gutted 6 houses. 23 shopkeepers running business in the houses lost their shops in the fire disaster.
What we could see at Chamkha town this morning is just the remains of the 6 houses that were razed to ground last night. Although some of the tenants could retrieve their belongings, many lost it completely. And today it took almost a day for the volunteers to clear the debris here at Chamkha town.
The fire started at around 8:40 p.m. from a medical shop in the town. Although the cause of the fire is not yet established, it is suspected to have started from the kitchen of the medical shop. People from all walks of life came together to help put off the fire, which could be contained only by midnight. The owner of the medical shop said she feels sorry for her neighbors who lost everything in the fire, which started from her shop.
침디 매 치석이 침디 니기 타마라이스 주네라 대한 베비 가기 같이 마셔스 주네라 침디 가기 소위간로 로게 매 바데스 오메간리 디간리 딩 같이 침날로 매 디스 가라 야스노 주네 대한 베 같이 가라 짜도 탑 같이 벤나야 마셔바 데 담바랑 알아데 알루니디 주빌라데 알루디 투지 바베데 치가 테메간리데 잘라디스야 가라치 같이 마토바 데브라 리스스 주네라
ngadi ani chongkana debala medical shop na de nga chongkana de tele alu chungkan chibe michi lo shibe michi alu chungko de ni lo ni be alu hemba jojo mela alu hemba joda di chak ke chamelola dele mogi ditrele lombe tawda di hapsana metono bala metono be dele mogi aming shose na misam ke chamela dele ngaya juk di bha joda di gas na le jojo na gas tin mogi kache ma beslame te water boiler di onra de nola Delen medi juno sauda gas na le jojo sewatin to mabelo ti me bauda di medi ani gas na le beuda anale phama bawa ya gotigi ayale tuminala gotigi atale tale badi dinola.
Shopkeepers and residents living in the houses damaged by the fire put up with friends and relatives last night. The Dzongkhag administration provided them with essential kits. This is the 4th fire incident in Chamkha town since 2010. The first fire incident took place in October 2010. Since then, two similar fire incidents in February and May 2011 nearly wiped off Chamkar town. For Surjaman Thapa in Bumthang, this is Kipchu for BBS News.
Thimphu Thumle penalized about 100 individuals after a nationwide cleaning campaign on 9th December for violating the Waste Prevention and Management Regulation. A fine of 60,000 Newton was collected for various types of waste-related offences. Thimphu Thumle, with its inspector, monitors the city on a daily basis. The fines imposed were mainly for illegal dumping, open burning of waste, littering in public areas, among others.
Besides the 10 or 12 inspectors the Thumle has, now we have support of community volunteers. They have volunteered to help us keep their surrounding clean, their community clean. So they would inform defaulters. They will say, please don't litter or don't dispose of your garbage like that. In spite of their repeated pleading, if they continue to do so, they may even take pictures. And once pictures are taken, then they will hand it over to us, and our inspectors are going to be there to impose the penalty.
Following the national cleaning campaign, it has become easier for the Thumle to deal with the offenders. The Thumle is also monitoring waste through CCTVs.
The CCTV cameras being installed with the support from the royal government through the Safe City project. And these cameras are also going to help us. We want to inform the public that one day you may be seen on the TV throwing garbage, and that would be a name and shame. So which is a tactic that we want to take up to deter people or to ask the public to cooperate, not to throw their garbage.
If caught, offenders will be fined from 100 to 20,000 Newton, depending on the type of the offence. Thimphu Thumle therefore wants people to be mindful of their waste. For Trinda Magelson, this is Sangeet Chazon for BVS News. The National Referral Hospital in Thimphu will soon have a biometric access system in place. Each and every door in the hospital will be fitted with a system which is mainly to ensure security and control infections.
Recently, a man who was attending to his wife in the orthopedic ward of the hospital had gone to the cabin and allegedly hit a patient and his attendants there with a stone. Such misconduct will be avoided once the biometric access system is in place. The hospital management said entry to various sections of the hospital will be restricted to an access card holder only.
We would be able to keep track of our staffs who especially coming, whether they are coming on time in the morning. So because you will have to use your card to open the door, so that will then the machine will automatically lock you up as coming at, suppose if you came at 9, then you have come at 9. If you come at 9:30, then it will your attendance will be at 9:30.
With the biometric access system, the hospital management also expects to limit the number of patient attendants to 1. The hospital will issue only 1 access card per patient. Currently, despite strict visiting hours, the hospital faces difficulty in monitoring people visiting the wards. This, the hospital management said, increases risks of infection as well. Tringzam, BBS News.
By 2018, Bhutan will have no local transmission malaria in the country. The officials from Vector-Borne Disease Control Program under Department of Public Health are working on eliminating malaria from the country. Malaria is a mosquito-borne disease which starts with fever and sometimes leads to death. However, Bhutan has not seen a single death since 2013. The number of malaria cases in the country has been decreasing. From 104 in 2015, it has come down to 47 this year, but more than 60% of the cases are imported every year. According to the officials, strengthening cross-border measures will be required to advance malaria elimination in the country.
We have reduced malaria cases tremendously This year we have only 17 indigenous cases among our Bhutanese. And maybe next year we have to reduce half of that. And whether we are able to do or not, we have to go for elimination. We wanted to have collaboration with India, but so far there is no collaboration at all. And cases are coming only at the border areas. So we have talked with India.
The official said the government should prioritize on sustaining control and preventive measures, and community should be mindful to avoid reintroduction of the disease. The country is targeting to receive World Health Organization malaria-free certification by 2020. This is Sangisha Zong for BBS News. His Majesty's Kido Mobile Medical Unit treated over 1,000 patients in over a week's time in Tonsa. The team covered all 5 gyeogs in the Zongkak. The unit is His Majesty the King's initiative, which travels to remote part of the country and provides free medical services to the people.
The Kido Medical Unit in over a week time conducted over 60 surgeries mostly related to gallstone. They attended to over 1,500 patients, including few referral cases from nearby hospitals. Thousands of people flocked from Tonsa and other places for medical checkup and treatment. For most people who visited the camp, it was a lifetime opportunity to get such facilities at their doorstep.
In Thimphu, due to large number of people, it is very difficult to get treatment. We even have to wait for months, so there is a problem. But here, because of His Majesty's initiative, about 5 nuns underwent operation. Besides the healthcare, they are also providing us vehicle for transportation to come here and go back. So we are really blessed.
There
is huge crowd for the last couple of days. Even today, there are many people. I came here to check my blood pressure. When there are such facilities, people need not have to spend money, and it's very helpful.
Such free medical checkup conducted for the people of remote places is very helpful. For the poor people, it is difficult to go to Thimphu for health checkup.
According to Dr. Lote, who is heading the Kido Mobile Medical Unit, the unit was established to provide best and timely medical treatment for unreached population in every part of the country. Upon the command of His Majesty the King, the team will soon leave for Bodh Gaya in India to offer medical services to Bhutanese pilgrims for 2.5 months. For Sujaman Thapa in Tonsa, this is Pasa for BBS News.
A new power tariff will come into effect from 1st January 2017. Power tariff has been increased by 3% for low voltage user and 6.5% for medium voltage users. But rural areas which fall under low voltage block will continue to receive 100 units of free electricity.
Under the revised power tariff, those consuming less than 100 units of electricity in rural areas will continue to enjoy free electricity. The tariff has been maintained at the existing rate of 1.28 Newton per unit for urban users who consume less than 100 units. But for those consumers between 100 to 300 units of electricity a month, the tariff has been revised by 3%. Users in this category will now be charged 2.52 Newton a unit. Earlier it was 2.45 Newton a unit. Similarly, power tariff has been revised by 3% for those who use more than 300 units of electricity in a month. In this category, the power tariff has been increased from existing 3.23 Newton to 3.33 Newton a unit. The tariff will be increased by 3% every year till 2019. Meanwhile, the government has approved over 1.7 billion Newton as subsidies for low and medium voltage users for the next 3 years. The subsidy has increased by over 314 million Newton due to increase in electricity supplying cost.
The aim of this, in fact, the subsidization is to ensure that the prime objective to improve the quality of life and enhance and improve the quality of life of the Bhutanese people, and also to promote and sustain economic growth. So I believe that this year the whole process, tariff determination process, which has been supported by the domestic electricity tariff policy, has come as a boon to all of us in the country. Where there has been an increase of 3%.
In accordance with the tariff determination regulation, DGPC and BPC submitted the domestic generation and supply tariff proposal for the next 3 years in April 2016. This is Passa for PBS News.
Locally known as Kagati, the Himalayan lime is a new accession in Bhutan's indigenous citrus family. The Department of Agriculture's research team identified this new variety of wild lime while studying the evolutionary development and history of citrus and its relatives.
Hybrid of citron and mandarin, the Himalayan lime can be an alternative to imported Mexican lime, which is widely used in the country. From the health perspective, Himalayan lime fruits can be used to aid people with stomach disorder.
Our people in the south often use the lime as cough syrup and to cure flu. Besides, the lime is also known for its healing properties for people suffering from diarrhea and other stomach disorders.
The Agriculture and Forest Ministry is also exploring opportunities for commercializing the wild lime as processed lime fruit or juice. In Bhutan, the Himalayan lime is found growing at an altitude of 300 to 1,500 meters above sea level. Pup Game for BBS News.
Problems related to gastrointestinal system like ulcer and gastritis tops health issues in Lunana under Gasagyo. Many people suffer from diseases related to digestive system due to poor diet habit.
Due to its geographical location and nomadic culture, people in Lunana mostly consume dried vegetables. Besides potato and radish, people do not get green vegetables to consume. As a result, many people suffer from iron deficiency anemia, a medical condition where there is low hemoglobin in the blood. People also suffer from gastrointestinal problems like ulcer, gastritis, and appendicitis because of their dried diet habit. The Basic Health Unit in Lunana treated more than 50 patients who have gastrointestinal problems this year.
Their diets are too low for their body. The hemoglobin level are too low. The nutritious level in their food is too low. And the things they consume, like rice also. I went to most houses and found that their rice have been expired for 1 year or 2-3 months.
Since people stockpile essential food items for many years, they end up consuming the expired goods. This, according to health assistant, also contributes to a gastrointestinal problem. Besides providing iron tablet supplement, the BHU also conducts awareness program on nutrition every month. Apart from the BHU in Ledi, there are 2 outreach clinics in Tanza and Wachi. For Premanamge, this is Tamchuzam, BBS News.
The first bicycling club in the country organized a bicycle race to generate interest in mountain biking among Bhutanese as a healthy and environmentally friendly activity. The event was also to engage youths during their winter holidays.
Over 30 mountain biking enthusiasts gathered at Lungtenzamba School parking this morning to win the 6 kilometers race. The participants pedaled their best to reach at Samazinka Forest Plantation at the earliest. 29-year-old Jigme Tenzin won the race by completing the steep track in just more than 35 minutes.
If you cycle, you keep yourself physically active, physically fit, and then by which you can prevent so many diseases. Secondly, to socialize. There are people who are already into cycling, there are people who are new to cycling, and there are so many people who are taking interest into cycling now. The people who are taking interest into cycling are increasing.
Chimidema, who aimed to defeat all men competitors, stood first in women's category.
Biking is one of the best ways to keep ourselves fit. It keeps our mind and body, both mind and body fit. Since in our country there are many beautiful biking trails, it's more encouraging among the youths.
Thimphu Mountain Biking Club member Tilinamge said the event was to encourage and advocate pride and stewardship of the environment through sustainable mountain biking practices.
We started this club mainly because now there's so much interest in cycling in Bhutan, especially mountain biking. And there's a lot of investment from the government and other agencies also, building the trails, then also promoting some cycling routes in some of the streets. And we felt that as riders also we needed to do our part, looking after these resources and also promoting cycling as a sport and healthy activity.
The event concluded with distribution of prizes to the winners and awarding titles of King and Queen of the Mountain to the fastest climbers. Thimphu Mountain Biking Club was established on 13th of this month. Damchuzam, BBS News.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.